What is going on, my patriots? How y'all guys doing? Welcome to another edition of Joe's News and Views, also known as Conservative News and Views. If it's your first time tuning into the broadcast, do me a favor. Go ahead on and hit that like button. Go ahead on and hit that subscribe button. Hit that notification bell all the way up top. Please like and share the broadcast. Please like and share the broadcast. Also, too, thank you guys who have already donated this month. Got a way to go. You know what I mean? So continue to donate. With that being said, we are going to have some pre-discussions before we jump into the topic. I hope everybody liked the crime story that I released today. I wanted to release it, give y'all some insight of some of the true crime. Hopefully, it is something that you guys are into, aware of, or like. Definitely will have it on my other channel as well, my True Crimes channel. I'll probably upload it for a preview for that tonight. I worked hard on that project. Just wanted to give everybody some insight about some of the things that's going on. Now, with that being said, I'm jumping in on this case here. So, sentencing day finally arrived. We found out that Derek Chauvin is going to be sentenced to 22 and a half years in prison. Now, I know that everybody is on the Wokian side, is excited that justice has been served. But there's some things we have to dissect here. We got to talk about how much was justice served, and at the end of the day, was this a George Floyd issue, a Derek Chauvin issue, or was it both parties involved? Now, we already know that the case, when it came up, we saw the video, it was horrible. Yes, it was. We seen a man who was gasping for help with an officer that had a knee on his neck. Now, the officer we know was Derek Chauvin. This is what they train their officers to do, to put the knee on the neck. We also know about Derek Chauvin that Derek Chauvin was a piece of a shit officer. A lot of complaints, didn't have respect for individuals, and always wanted to get tested. We also know that George Floyd was also a piece of shit. Yeah, I'm being real. Ain't no lies about this shit. He put a gun on a baby, on a woman that was pregnant with his child. He was always on drugs. He was always fucked up. I think the only time he did anything positive is when he did a little bit of porn. But besides that, the guy was a menace. So we got two menacing individuals here who collide. It's like a battle of, how can I put this, gladiators. Who was the baddest at the end of the day? So George fell when it came to that battle. Okay, he wasn't lucky. He came out the fucked up end of the stick. And again, my condolences to George Floyd's family. What we as conservatives are upset about when it comes to this whole situation is we're not upset with what happened with George Floyd getting his knee put on his neck and being with the police brutality part, because yeah, it was fucked up. What we're upset is the way he was martyred, way he is considered a martyr. When the day that he was actually arrested, he was in the commission of trying to commit a crime, and then whenever he gave all that drama to the police that led up to the situation that he got himself into, he was trying to run away from the cops, trying to run away from the problem. So how is he a martyr? I mean, think of that. How is he a martyr? That's like a criminal breaking into your house and trying to rob you, and you go and you shoot him, but you shoot him 35 times. Yeah. That's overkill. But not only are you wrong, the robber wrong too for also trying to break in. So two wrongs don't make no right here. At the end of the day, there was no justice. And this is why I say it was no justice. Because nobody can tell me that Derek Chauvin had a fair trial. How did he have a fair trial? Let's talk about this. In the news, we had nothing but politicians, liberals, rubbing it all during the case in everybody's damn face, basically saying, if you don't convict this man, we are going to have a riot and we ain't going to be able to control the city of Minneapolis. Now, you and I both know how people are when you hear the words riot, not able to have any control. That's not a good. So right there, George Floyd case was already flawed. Let's talk about Maxine Waters when she made the statement that if this case didn't work out, that she's telling young people, especially these young black wokians, to confront these people, get directly in their face. So when you get directly in someone's face in a confrontational manner, what does that spell? That spells what? Aggression. And what does aggression leads to? It leads to somebody getting hurt or fucked up. It's just what it is. Then Joe Biden didn't help the case either. With him talking about he was scared of the riots happening afterwards. Now I know people gonna tell me the wokians, well, they had the jury sequestered. What is sequestered? If I still got a cell phone, and you know they're gonna have a cell phone, they gotta communicate with family and friends, they're gonna play their games. You think they're not gonna look at you don't think they ain't gonna see CNN, Fox News? Okay, let's their phone. You still don't think they're not gonna see it whenever they're on their computers or when they're just going somewhere to get a bite to eat and the TV's playing? You can't sequester it. So these people already had this shit in their heads. Again, the only way Derek Chauvin would have had a fair trial, somewhat, and people would have kept their mouth shut and would have had a change of venue. Then we could actually say, all right, fair trial. Now, would he got 22 and a half years? Probably so. I wouldn't doubt it. Let's see what somebody said here. Getting some money. Couldn't see. Oh, I can't see the chat. I guess it disappeared. I'll go back to it later. I'm driving, so if I don't see the chat, don't get upset. I mean, this is what I'm talking about, guys. At the end of the day, this was a misrepresentation of justice because our justice system was flawed because of people trying to put their 2 cents in and not letting the system work. I mean, it's just what it is. You can't tell me no other way. I mean, I've been on this earth for a very long while. And one thing I do know while being on this earth, especially when you're dealing with the police and the justice system, you're supposed to let the court of law do its thing. You're supposed to let your evidence speak, the video speak, everything else. I mean, really, at the end of the day, the prosecution didn't need anything else. They already had Chauvin dead to rights with some of the things that happened. Now, granted, Chauvin probably would have got a lesser charge because of what his name? George Floyd having drugs in his system, but they still had him dead to rights with everything else. Again, like I said, this was a witch hunt. This was a political hunt. They had to do something to make good on their promises in Washington, these liberals. And let's talk about all the chaos that the George Floyd death has caused. I mean, the George Floyd death has caused nothing but chaos. I mean, we're talking about crime is through the roof. We have all these cities screaming defund the police, but nobody's safe. We got suburbs now being invaded by criminals. I mean, look at Atlanta. Buckhead is divorcing Atlanta. Minneapolis, they already know that they fucked up. They have more car thefts and armed robberies than they know what to do with. And you don't believe me? You can look these things up. It's statistics, it's facts. So now hear that Joe Biden tells George Floyd's daughter that her dad was a martyr. No, he was not a martyr. He was not a hero. Only thing his death did was fuck shit up worse. Just like the path he was going down, his life fucked up. His family know he was fucked up. I mean, I'm quite sure now they got nice things to say about him because they got $26 billion. But besides all that, without the millions, they would have realized, they would have known and told you straight up without even batting an eye that their loved one was fucked up. And again, I'm not bashing nobody. I'm just telling it like it is. Because if anybody today think that this was justice, you don't really know what justice is. This was not justice. This was a political isolation point. They even denied this man a new trial. Now, you know what's going to be more fucked up with the people that's screaming that this was justice? When 3 or 4 years later, when everything calms down, and a judge that got some nuts about himself wants to take on that case and reopen it and have a new trial. Then what's really going to be fucked up is when they have the new trial, and let's say he already done 5 years, and they turn around and sentence him for only doing 15 years, or only sentence him to 10 years. Then somebody's going to be into their feelings. Because this shit could have been avoided if you would have just let the laws of justice played out. But again, who am I? You know, I'm a conservative black man that they call a coon, a bootlicker, out of touch with my own culture. I'm trying to be welcomed. I'm trying to find my place in society. I'm bipolar. I need to take more of my medication. You know, the whole nine that you get when you talk like this as a black American. But it's cool, because one thing is for certain and two things are for sure. As me being a black American, if the shoe was on the other foot and this was a black man and this was a white man, you guys would both say the same thing I'm saying, that this was not a fair trial. How much you want to bet? Just saying. Just being real about it. That's all I got for you guys, man. Again, I am on the way to get my dreads retwist so I could start looking a little better for you guys, so I could have something nice to go with this ugly mug. Again, y'all, please donate to the studio, man. Like I said, we're trying to build it up, man. It takes money and takes donations. Also, share this video. If it goes viral, it's go viral. You know, at the end of the day, I stand by what I say. I'm not going to fold. I'm not going to bend. Because facts is fact and the truth is the truth. And people got to understand that the truth will set you free. And the truth is not designed for you to like it. It's designed for you to understand it. That's all it's designed for. That's all I got to say for now. Until then, take care of yourself and each other. I am out.